how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim, coming to you from just outside in the foyer of the Hampton Inn over here on 295 in Jacksonville, Florida. Enjoying about my third cup. I just thought I'd come outside here and feel the temperatures. I can't say it's cold, but I can tell you that it's very comfortable. And to be just a few hours north of Palm Beach County, you can definitely tell that you're in a different climate. Plus, things are changing. Things will be nice in Boynton Beach as well for the winter. It's the best place in the world to be when it's freezing everywhere else. But we're not quite there yet. Those months, you know, around Christmas and January, and certainly the peak of winter when it's solid ice and snow at the northern states, we would be the envy of the world. So, but before that happens, I'm going to get out and tool around a little bit with the wolf pup, and Miss Tammy and I hope to have a really good time. This is kind of a new experience, and to be very honest with you, we've had a lot of time sitting here with her little mishap of her falling ill to really think about it. But I've been so busy with her, I really haven't thought about it much. We're really letting God guide us. I have no idea where I'm going, and I'm at a crossroads because right here in Jacksonville, you can either get on the I-10 and start going west to the 75 that can take me north to Georgia and the Carolinas, where we want to end up around the middle of the month, because that's where we're going to be going and staying at that chalet from the 15th to the 19th. But that's still a ways off. Or do I continue on up I-95 and stay along the eastern seaboard and run up along, the coastal area of South and North Carolina and wherever, however far we get going. I like not having a plan, but at the same time, the first time I'm doing it, I know that at the end of the trip, or even long before that, we'll look back in hindsight and say, that was fun, just kind of winging it and trusting in the Lord to direct us. Another thing that I'm a little, not confused but unsure of is I've had so many links sent to me from the community regarding places to join, like the memberships for senior passes at state parks, national parks. We also were gifted an annual membership of Harvest Host, which we definitely would like to check out. Those are places you can go, you reserve, and you show up, and you can stay a night or two, I think up to 3 nights, free of charge. But there are no hookups. Some do have hookups, but most, I think, don't. And I think a lot of these places that host you, how it works is they have a winery or some kind of a gift store, a gift shop, and they ask you to contribute or purchase something, for like $20 or whatever, which is fine. So that's interesting, and I really look forward to meeting other like-minded people that are traveling. Also, I may want to visit a parts store and go to a level ground area and tinker and kind of readjust the weight distribution hitch on the back of the Tundra. I had a friend of mine tell me that it looks like it's squatting a little bit more than it should. It really should be perfectly level with this weight distribution hitch. And the thing is some of those bolts that are on there are tightened to like 300 foot-pounds, and I only have, little rinkety-dink tools, so I'll have to go to either Home Depot, where someone said they have a loan-a-tool program, or I can just go to a U-Haul maybe and pay them a small fee to loosen these things, and I can readjust. But also the air pressure in the tires of the Tundra. They're at 33, I think it says in the door jamb, but I have all that tongue weight on the back. I need to increase the air pressure, I think, 6 PSI is what I was able to learn last night on the online. And so a few things like that I want to do before putting too many more miles. However, the Tundra is doing a beautiful job at pulling it. The gas mileage is not terrific, but it's not below 10. And maybe if I put a little more air pressure and get the weight distribution hitched to where the weight is distributed amongst the axles even better, I might see another mile per gallon. So I'm definitely going to be doing those things. We got nothing but time. And what else? Let me get back to the comments section and everything that you guys have been pouring out, all this love. It's like the Niagara Falls of love. I sure love it. I read the comments all the time. I've had a lot of downtime sitting in here with Miss Tammy, and I have read through them all, and even the latest videos. I also get comments as the creator of the channel of videos, in case you're watching me right now, that aren't recent. The videos from the Social Security videos from a month ago, 2 months ago. Reviews I did on my refrigerator and my Jackery long ago. So I see these comments, and I may not answer them, but I have read them. I want you to know I've read them, and I appreciate you saying that you gleaned a lot of information from it, and you appreciate the comment and the review. But certainly we do have a community that's like none other in YouTube, I think. I've been watching YouTube for years, and I read comments all the time, and while people are great creators that I subscribe to their channel, I think that I have a very unique community, and the respect that people are following along. As a couple people have actually put it, it's kind of like the Seinfeld show. It's a show about nothing. So I'm just happy to have you following along, and it's going to be a onward and upward. So hopefully we'll be able to bring some riveting content for you about nothing in the days to come as we travel around. I do ask for your prayers and best wishes, and I know you will, that the travels are safe and there's no mishaps, you know, with the vehicle and the camper and the axles and the tires and, you know, crazy drivers out there, accidents, or any of that kind of stuff. That, of course, safety is utmost important. I'm driving 65 miles an hour. I will not go 1 mile an hour over that. You don't get there any faster. The gas mileage is where I need to be, of what most I expected to be. Hopefully I can get a little bit more with those other things we just talked about. But where we're gonna go, where should I go? Where do I leave today? Because I'm right here. I either gotta go that way or this way. And we do pray every day. I sincerely do, folks. And God has a way of nudging you with these little feelings, you know, about stay, go this way, do that. It's hard to sense it sometimes. But if you just sit and go with your conscience, go with what you feel inside, or even rely on someone else, like Miss Tammy. She said something the other day that I guess she picked up on the nudge more than me. I was maybe wanting to do something different more in my mind. And it's really nice to be able to trust in somebody that knows the best plan, the best route, the best everything. And that's what I want. I want the best deal. So I'm going to definitely trust in God for all that. And I really do thank Him for everything in my life that He's provided thus far. Even to this point of being able to have what I have a lot less than a lot of people, but a lot more than some and others, and the same with you. And so be thankful for what you have, and don't be caught all up into that you got to have the latest and the greatest. Like I said before, as long as you've got reliable transportation, a roof over your head, and food in your belly, you're a rich person. So, and speaking of that, being a rich person, a friend of mine just left for the Philippines, and he reached out to me on Facebook. I've known Pete for most of my life, since we're both young men in the car business. And he is about, let's see, I'm gonna be 65. I think he's gonna be 71. He's at least 6-7 years older than me. And he is the gentleman that does the boat lift installations in Florida. and I helped him out on a couple of jobs. You know, these people have these boat elevators, and it's a very laborious job. He would fabricate things, or he would do dock repair, or he would do the electrical work on the motors, or new cables that wind them up. Anything to do with a boat lift, Pete can do. And he's got a world of experience, of knowledge. So I started watching videos a long time ago about living in the Philippines on Social Security before I got it, because I thought, as many of you comment, how do you live on $1,700 a month, you know, with the inflation and things going on? And I'm not going to go into all that breakdown right now. I've talked about it before, but I want to talk about the Philippines. So I was going to go because you can live on, I mean, you can rent a place for $100 a month. $350 a month is a beautiful high rise over the ocean, depending on, you know, the island you're at. Now, the capital in Manila, it's kind of a place where you land, and I think you leave from there right away, because it's more commercialized, a lot more money there, and you may not find the value that you can at one of the many, I think there's 1,000 islands in the Philippines. So he went in to Manila. I think he's going to Cebu, and he's already met some other people there that are going to kind of guide him, and he's going to try and find a place to rent. So I'm watching him on Facebook of what he's doing, and why I'm talking about him, I don't know, but the fact that he's going to be living large, he thinks, and I hope he does, on his modest, I think it's $1,400 he gets on his Social Security, and then of course they take out that Medicare Part B. But he also sold that hot rod. He's the guy I videoed the hot rod. He did sell it for much less than he was asking for it on the video. And he also sold a lot of tools and all of his stuff in his warehouse that he was paying a lot of money for that warehouse too. So you talk about going debt free. He's eliminated everything. And in fact, if he were to return tomorrow, he couldn't even really start his business back because he doesn't have the first tool to even begin. So he really made a commitment. And so best wishes to Pete in the Philippines. There's a lot of people, they call them expats when you're a foreigner there. But there are so many that have left the United States to other countries, Mexico, Thailand, the Philippines, everywhere around the world. And the Philippines seems to be a place that's pretty cool because they speak English there by far. So you don't have the language barrier like you might incur in Thailand. But Thailand, I understand, has maybe better foods and a better infrastructure, and also just other things. I don't know. But it's very close. You know, when you're over there, the other side of the world, those places sound far from here, and they are very close to each other over there. So you can pop over. So he might check it all out. But anyway, I'll fill you in a little bit more about Mr. Pete as I learn more. He met some people when he got off the plane right away. They're going to take him somewhere. He's half, did he say half German and half Japanese? Or that's his wife? Or no, his wife is Filipino, and he's his age, and she's 55. And anyway, people are very nice there. When you watch the videos about Philippines, they all say about how wonderful the people are. Always smiling, happy with what they have, and they live with a lot less than what people in America are used to having. So that intrigued me too, about how people, you know, can be just so friendly and smiling and genuine and helpful, and they're not looking to get over on you or anything like that. I'm sure in Manila and some of the bigger cities, there are people like that everywhere, but all these smaller islands, from what I've been watching, it's very safe and very nice. You just got to have, you know, a little bit of money, you know, your Social Security or whatever coming in, and you just need, you know, to have some health insurance that you can buy there for very, very cheap, that'll cover you to go to a hospital. There's a lot of information that can be gleaned. If you're a single guy, or even a gal, if that's something that interests you, start looking and checking it out. If you'd like to you know, you can always come back. There's no one-way ticket. I mean, you can always return. I mean, this is your home. This is where your naturalization is. But you know, I don't even have a passport. I've never owned one. And Pete got his. I was so jealous. He finally got it in the mail. He was staying on the property there with me in one of the apartments there, and before he left. And he had one before, like Miss Tammy. She's had one. So it's a lot easier just to renew it. I've never had one, and I have to get one. Miss Tammy and I were talking the other day. We really need to get our passports. Not that we're going to leave the country, but if you take a cruise and you return from where you left, like here in the States, you don't need one. A birth certificate is fine. But if you got sick and you had to fly home from another country and you couldn't get back on the ship, you'd be stuck because you need a passport then. So it's great, very good to have your passport. So I got to do that. I've got to get one. But so that's about the end of this video here. Miss Tammy said she just got out of the shower when I texted her a few minutes ago. I'm all hopped up on the Hampton coffee, and I had some grits and eggs and some of that chicken in there. I didn't have a waffle. I got to start being better. Yesterday I ate a bunch of junk because we're just, you know, stuck here, and I had to walk to the Winn-Dixie over here and get a couple of things because I didn't want to lose my parking spot where I'm taking up like 4 spots with the wolf pup behind the crusher. So I fortunately had a place I could walk to, and you know, we drove it to the urgent care yesterday, and that was a downtime in the middle of the day where nobody had checked in yet. So all my parking spots were still available when I got back, so it's right back over there. But we do really hope to get out of here. I'm pretty sure we are. You know, she took a shower, she's putting that paint on, she's getting that hair done. I can't wait to see her looking better. I know she's gonna be a little bit weak because she's got to get food in her. She hasn't eaten in a day and a half. And so, like I said in my previous video, the fluids and the medicine and all that they gave her with the IV is great. I mean, that saved her, but you gotta have nutrition. So the world famous Hampton breakfast here is gonna save her. I hope she gets down here and just crushes it.